The rain-slicked streets of Manhattan gleamed like shattered glass under the sodium lamps. And in that moment, as Alex's laugh cut through the downpour, I knew I'd crossed a line I couldn't uncross. My heart hammered not from the chill seeping through my jacket, but from the way his hand brushed mine accidental. Electric. Forbidden. Brian Harper. 25 and still pretending to the world that his secrets were buried deep, had just fallen harder than the storm raging around us. We'd come to the city for one reason: escape. Back in our sleepy suburb outside Boston, life was a predictable, grinded-in jobs. Judgmental glances from neighbors who whispered about that nice boy Brian, like he was a puzzle they couldn't quite solve. Alex, my straight-as-an-arrow best friend since freshman year of college, had dragged me here on a whim. "Dude, you need new clothes," he'd said over lukewarm beers at our local dive. "That flannel's seen better days. Let's hit the Village real shopping. Not Walmart crap." I should have said no. God, I should have said no. But Alex's eyes, that piercing blue that always made my stomach twist, lit up with that boyish enthusiasm, and I was lost before we even boarded the train. The subway rattled us into the heart of Greenwich Village, where the air hummed with possibility and peril. Pride flags fluttered from lampposts like defiant banners, a reminder that this was a place where people like me could breathe a little easier or choke on the weight of what they left unsaid. Alex bounded up the stairs first, shaking rain from his hair like a golden retriever, oblivious to the storm inside me. "Come on, Bree. Fifth Avenue's waiting." Or wait. Now start small. That thrift shop on Bleecker. Vintage vibes for you. I forced a grin, shoving my hands deeper into my pockets to hide the tremble. Brian Harper, graphic designer by day, closet case by night. I'd known I was gay since I was 14. Stealing glances at the quarterback in gym class while the world preached normalcy. But telling Alex, that would have shattered everything. He was the one constant, the guy who'd punched a bully for calling me fag in high school without even knowing why it stung me deepest. Straight, solid Alex, with his easy charm and zero complications. Until now. The thrift shop was a labyrinth of faded denim and moth-eaten sweaters. The kind of place that smelled like forgotten stories. Alex dove in like a kid in a candy store, holding up a garish Hawaiian shirt against his chest. "What do you think?" "Too much." His muscles flexed under the thin fabric of his tee, and I swallowed hard, pretending to appraise it critically. "Only if you're auditioning for a bad 80s movie." I shot back, my voice steadier than I felt. We laughed, the sound echoing off the racks. And for a second, it was just us 12 idiots from the burbs, chasing nothing in the big city. He tossed the shirt aside and grabbed a leather jacket from a hook, slinging it over my shoulders without asking. "Try this. Suits you. Makes you look dangerous." Dangerous. The word hung in the air like smoke. I caught my reflection in a dusty mirror, the jacket hugging my frame too perfectly. Alex's hand lingering on my shoulder a beat too long. Our eyes met in the glass, and something shifted, his smile faltering, mine freezing. Heat crept up my neck. "Yeah, well, danger's not my style," I muttered, shrugging it off. But as I did, my fingers grazed his, and the spark ignited. We both pulled back, pretending it was nothing. By the time we spilled out onto the street, arms laden with Bags's new jacket, his ridiculous shirt, a stack of vinyl records neither of us needed, the rain had eased to a drizzle. Alex suggested drinks at a dive bar around the corner to celebrate our fashion conquests. I nodded, because saying yes to him was easier than breathing. The bar was dim, sticky-floored, the kind of joint where secrets thrived in the shadows. We claimed a booth in the back, beers sweating on the scarred wood between us. "To friendship," Alex toasted, clinking his bottle against mine. His knee bumped mine under the table, and he didn't move it. Neither did I. The conversation flowed like it always did, work gripes. Bad dates. His with women who just didn't get him. Mine with vague excuses about focusing on myself. But tonight, the words felt heavier, laced with subtext only I could hear. You ever think about settling down? He asked suddenly, staring into his beer. Like real love. The kind that sticks. My throat tightened. All the time. But it's complicated. Complicated like loving your straight best friend while the world waits to judge you for it. Complicated like the fear that one wrong word could torch 8 years of brotherhood. He nodded. Slow. Like he was chewing on something unspoken. Yeah. Complicated. Then, quieter, you're the only one who gets me. Bree. Always have. The bar faded around us. My pulse thundered in my ears. Say it. A voice whispered. Tell him. But the words lodged like glass. Instead, I raised my beer again. To complicate it. We stumbled out hours later. Buzzed and bold. The city lights blurring into a kaleidoscope. Alex slung an arm around my shoulders, bro hug for the road, and pulled me close. His warmth seeped through my jacket. His breath warm against my ear. Best day in forever. Man, we should do this more. Yeah, I whispered, hating how my voice cracked. We should. But as we hailed a cab back to the hotel we'd splurged on a cheap spot in Chelsea with a view of the Hudson, I felt the danger uncoiling in my chest. Not the rain. Not the bags digging into my palms. But this, the ache that had bloomed into something alive. Ravenous. I'd gone shopping for clothes. I'd left with a heart on fire. And a secret that could burn us both. The cab ride was a torture of proximity. Alex dozed against my shoulder. His head heavy and trusting. Lashes fanned against his cheeks. I stared out at the passing skyline. The Empire State piercing the clouds like a needle to my resolve. What the hell was I doing? Alex was straight. End of story. He'd dated cheerleaders in college. Brought home girls from bars who giggled at his jokes and vanished by morning. Me. I'd hooked up in Shadow's anonymous apps. Quick regrets in bathroom stalls. Never with him. Never close enough to risk it. The hotel lobby was all foam marble and fluorescent hum. A far cry from the glamour outside. We rode the creaky elevator in silence. The kind that amplifies every breath. My room was 412. His 413 adjacent. Because of course we'd booked that way. 2 bros against the world. He paused at his door. Keycard dangling from his fingers. Night. Bree. Thanks for everything. Our eyes locked. And in that suspended second, I saw Ida flicker in his gaze. Curiosity or confusion or something dangerously close to mine. My hand twitched, wanting to reach out, to bridge the inch between us. Instead, I mumbled, Night, Alex, and fled into my room before I could do something stupid. The door clicked shut like a guillotine. I leaned against it, bags thudding to the floor, my chest heaving. The mirror across the room mocked me, flushed cheeks, wild eyes. The leather jacket still zipped tight like armor. I stripped it off, tossed it on the bed, and sank to the carpet, head in hands. This wasn't just a crush anymore. It was a grenade, pin half pulled, and Manhattan had armed it. Sleep came in fits, haunted by dreams of hands on skin, lips that tasted like beer and betrayal. By morning, the sun sliced through the blinds, painting stripes on the rumpled sheets. A knock jolted me upright. Alex, fresh showered, towel drying his hair, wearing nothing but gym shorts that hung low on his hips. Room service run. He grinned, holding up coffee cups and a greasy bag of bagels. Figured we'd plot today's conquests over breakfast. Museum. Central Park. Your call. I rubbed sleep from my eyes, willing my voice not to betray the way my gaze dipped, tracing the V of his torso. Park sounds good. Fresh air. We ate cross-legged on my bed, crumbs scattering like confetti from a party neither of us remembered. Talk turned to the future as vague plans for a promotion at the ad firm. My stalled freelance gigs that paid in ramen and rejection emails. You deserve better, he said, sincere, his foot nudging mine under the pretense of reaching for the cream cheese. You're talented as hell. Brie. Don't let the world grind you down. If only he knew how much it already had. The closet was a cage. Bars forged from fear, Mom's Bible study group back home. Dad's silent disapproval. The slurs hurled in high school parking lots. And Alex, the one person who'd never judged, stood on the precipice of it all. After breakfast, we hit Central Park, the green lung of the city pulsing with joggers and tourists. Leaves crunched underfoot, gold and crimson, autumn's fleeting glory. Alex kicked at a pile, scattering them like dreams. Remember that time in college? The bonfire party. You dared me to jump in the lake. I laughed. The memory sharp. You did it. Froze your ass off. But you did it. Only 'cause you were there. He stopped walking, turned to face me. The path empty around us. Wind tugged at his jacket, mirroring the pull in my gut. Brie. Last night. In the bar. Did I say something wrong? My heart stuttered. No. Why? You got quiet. Like. I don't know. Like you were holding back. His brow furrowed. That earnest crease I loved and loathed. If it's about user friendship, tell me. I can't lose that. The words clawed up my throat. Raw and reckless. It's not the friendship, Alex. It's me. It's me wanting what I can't have. But I choked them down, opting for half-truth. Just city overload. Too much noise in my head. He studied me, then clapped a hand on my back firm. Grounding. Okay. But promise me, no more holding back. We're in this together. Together. The promise echoed as we wandered deeper into the park, past Bethesda Fountain, where couples whispered secrets on benches. By afternoon, we'd rented bikes, racing along the loops like kids, wind whipping laughter from our lungs. For hours, it was perfect, untainted, uncomplicated, until the flat tire. We coasted to a stop near the reservoir, cursing and sweaty. Alex knelt to inspect the wheel, his shirt riding up, exposing a strip of tan skin. I averted my eyes, but not before the heat flared. I'll call for a fix, I said, pulling out my phone. Forget that. Let's walk. He stood, brushing dirt from his knees, and we abandoned the bikes by a lamppost, heading toward the boathouse. The sun dipped low, gilding the water, and the air thickened with unspoken things. A group of guys played frisbee nearby, rowdy, shirtless, their camaraderie a knife twist of what I craved openly. One of them lobbed the disc wide, straight at us. Alex caught it one-handed, grinning like a hero, and tossed it back with flair. Nice arm, the guy yelled, and they waved us over. Come on. Alex nudged me. Join him. Burn off some steam. I hesitated. The old instincts kicking in didn't stand out. Don't draw eyes. But his expectant look pulled me in. We played for 20 minutes. The disc sailing between us, bodies colliding in the grass. At one point, Alex tackled me in a mock dive, his weight pinning me down, breath hot on my neck. Gotcha, he murmured, closer than friends should be. Time froze. His eyes searched mine, inches away, and I swear I saw the question form hesitant. Hungry. Then a shout from the group shattered it, and he rolled off, laughing it away. "You're slow today, Harper." We said goodbyes and wandered back, the silence companionable but charged. Dusk fell as we reached the park's edge, streetlights flickering on like hesitant confessions. "Dinner?" Alex asked, voice casual. "That Italian place we passed." "On me." "Sure." But as we stepped onto Fifth Avenue, the city's pulse quickened, horns blaring, crowds surging in with it. My dread. Because dinner meant more time, more brushes of hands, more moments where the line blurred. And I wasn't sure I could keep pretending. The restaurant was a cozy hole in the wall, checkered cloths and candlelight casting romantic shadows. We slid into a corner booth, menus hiding my flushed face. Alex ordered wine red, bold, like the day, and I let him, because arguing felt futile. Over pasta and garlic bread, talk meandered to exes. His last girlfriend, Sarah, the one who'd ghosted him after 6 months. She said I was too intense. Like, what does that even mean? He swirled his glass, vulnerability cracking his facade. "Means she couldn't handle you," I said, meaning it. "You're all in. Always. That's rare." He met my eyes, holding. "Yeah. What about you?" "Spill." "Bree. Who's the one that got away?" "No one. Everyone. No one serious. Just guys who didn't stick." The lie tasted bitter. But the truth, it's always been you as poison. The wine loosened tongues. And soon we were trading stories from our wilder days. That road trip to Vegas where we lost $100 at blackjack. The night we crashed a wedding reception and danced till dawn. Laughter bridged the gaps, but under it simmered tension, like static before lightning. As the check came, Alex's foot found mine again under the table, deliberate this time. He didn't pull away. "This trip," he said softly, "it's waking something up in me." "Like?" "I don't know. Clarity." My fork clattered. "Clarity?" "Yeah. About what matters." His hand covered mine on the tablecloth, thumb tracing a slow circle. The touch seared. "You matter, Bree. More than I realized." The waiter hovered, oblivious. I slid my hand free, heart slamming. "Alex. Let's get out of here." He stood abruptly, tossing cash down. Outside, the night air hit like a slap, cooling the fever in my veins. We walked in silence toward the hotel, shoulders brushing, the city a blur of neon confessions. At the lobby doors, he stopped. "Come up to my room. One more drink. Talk." Every instinct screamed run, but his eyes pleading, piercing, reeled me in. "Okay." His room mirrored mine, but felt worlds apart, bed unmade. His cologne lingering like an invitation. He poured scotch from the minibar, handing me a glass with fingers that trembled. We sat on the edge of the bed, knees touching, the space between us electric. "Bree," he started, voice rough. "Last night in the bar, and today in the park." I felt it too. This pull. My glass slipped, scotch burning my tongue. "Felt what?" "You know?" He set his drink down, turning to face me fully. His hand rose, hesitating, then cupped my jaw gentle, questioning. "Tell me to stop." I didn't. Couldn't. His lips met mine, tentative at first, then crashing like the storm we'd walked through. Salt and scotch and years of want, pouring out in a kiss that tasted like home and heartbreak. His hands tangled in my hair, mine fisting his shirt, pulling him closer. The world narrowed to this, us, unraveling. We broke apart gasping, foreheads pressed, Alex, you're straight, I whispered, terror clawing up. This? We can't. I'm not sure what I am anymore. His voice broke. But I know I want this. Want you. The confession hung, fragile as glass. I kissed him again. Slower, savoring the truth of it. Clothes shed in whispers. Bodies mapping uncharted territory. In the dim hotel light, we explored tentative touches turning fervent. Gasps echoing off walls that held our secrets. He was fire and certainty. I was storm and surrender. For those stolen hours, the danger felt like destiny. Dawn crept in, gray and unforgiving. We lay tangled in sheets, his head on my chest, my fingers tracing lazy patterns on his back. Reality loomed, the train home, the suburb waiting to swallow us whole. What now? I murmured, dread coiling. He lifted his head, eyes clear. We figure it out. Together. No more hiding. But as he dressed for checkout, phone buzzing with a text from his sister, Mom's asking when you're bringing a girl home, the illusion cracked. I saw the flicker of doubt in his posture. The way his smile didn't reach his eyes. We packed in silence. The bags from yesterday mocking Y's innocent purchases hiding the real cargo, a love too raw. Too risky. The train ride back was agony. Alex's hand found mine under a shared jacket, hidden from prying eyes. We talked in hushed tones, plans to come out slow. To his folks first, then mine. It'll be okay, he promised. Squeezing. We've got each other. Boston's outskirts blurred past, familiar and foreboding. At the station, he hugged me tight, longer than friends, shorter than lovers. Call me tonight. Every night. I watched him go, swallowed by the crowd, my chest hollow. Home was a one-bedroom walk-up, posters peeling from walls, the weight of solitude crashing down. I unpacked the jacket, the shirt, relics of madness. The phone stayed silent. Hours ticked by. Then, a knock, urgent, frantic. Alex burst in, rain-soaked again, face ashen. Brie. I told Sarah. About us. She freaked. Called my brother. He's coming over. Pissed. Says I'm confused. Going through a phase. My blood iced. What? He's bringing Dad. Alex paced. Wild-eyed. They think it's a joke. Or worse. I need you here. Please. The danger I'd sensed wasn't abstract anymore. It was fists at the door. Words like weapons. A family unraveling because of us. I pulled him close. Our kiss desperate. I'm here. Always. But as tires crunched outside his brother's truck, headlights cutting the dark, I knew we'd left the city with more than feelings. We'd brought back a war. One that could destroy everything. And in that moment, holding Alex as shadows loomed, I wondered if love was worth the blaze. The door rattled under pounding fists. Voices muffled but venomous. Alex. Open up. What the hell is this bullshit Sarah's spouting? It was his brother. Mark Big. Burly. The kind of guy who'd played linebacker and never unlearned the tackle. Alex froze in my arms, his body rigid against mine. The scotch from last night soured in my gut. Stay here, he whispered, but his eyes begged me not to. I nodded, heart jackhammering, and slipped into the kitchen shadows as he crossed to the door. It swung open, admitting a gust of cold air and two storms in human form, Mark, red-faced and hulking, and their dad, Mr. Riley stooped shoulders under a flannel shirt, eyes like chipped flint. Son, Mr. Riley growled, stepping inside without invite. We need to talk. Now. Alex blocked the threshold, voice steady but thin. Dad. Mark, this isn't the time. I told you. It's complicated. Complicated. Mark barked a laugh. Sharp as broken glass. Sarah calls crying. Says you're shacking up with your roommate. Some gay bullshit. Come on. Alex. You're not one of them. The word landed like a slap. I gripped the counter. Nails digging wood. While rising. Them. As if I were a disease. Contagious and curable. I'm bi. Alex said. The admission ripping free. Or. I don't know. But Breon's not bullshit. He's everything. Silence. Thick and suffocating. Then Mr. Riley's voice. Low thunder. Everything. Boy. You throw away your life for a fairy. After all we've given you. Alex flinched, but held ground. You don't get it. This is my life. Mark shoved past, spotting me in the gloom. You. This you're doing. Harper. Turning my brother. No, I started. Stepping forward. But his fist connected wild. Glancing off my jaw. Pain exploded. Stars blooming. I staggered. Tasting copper. Mark. Alex roared. Lunging. They collided. Brothers grappling like wrestlers. Grunts and curses filling the room. Mr. Riley watched. Face carved stone. Until he grabbed Alex's arm. Yanking him back. Enough. Look at this mess you've made. His gaze pinned me. Disgust curling his lip. You stay away from my boy. Or God help you. They dragged Alex out. His protests fading into the night. The door slammed, leaving echoes and blood on my lip. I slid down the wall. World spinning. This was the danger, not just hearts breaking, but bones. Bonds. The fragile threads of family. Hours blurred. I texted Alex, you okay? No reply. Dawn painted the room gray when my phone buzzed at Dad's. Yelling. Miss you. Hold on. Hold on. To what? The love we'd ignited in a stolen weekend. Or the ashes it left. I bandaged my jaw in the bathroom mirror, staring at the bruise blooming purply, a mark of entry into this war. By noon, he showed, disheveled. Eyes hollow. A duffel slung over his shoulder. They locked me in my old room like a kid. Said I'd snap out of it or lose everything job. Inheritance. Them. He dropped the bag, collapsing beside me on the couch. I chose you. Tears stung. I pulled him close. Our embrace fierce. We can fight this. We will. But his voice wavered. The weight crushing. That week was siege. Mark's calls, voicemails laced with threats. Fix this. Alex. Or you're dead to us. Mr. Riley's silence. Colder than rage. At work. Whispers followed Alex colleague side-eyeing. A client pulling a project after hearing rumors. I quit freelancing for steady pay at a local cafe. But tips dried up when regulars pieced together the gossip. Nights. We clung together. Making love like it was armor slow. Urgent. Reaffirming. I love you. He'd whisper against my skin. The words a bomb and a blade. But daylight brought the siege. Eggs splattered on my door. Tires slashed on his car. Anonymous notes. Fags burn. One evening. As we walked home from dinner, hands brushing, but not holding. Caution, our new Campagnona truck slowed. Mark's face twisted in the window. Fucking traitors. He spat. Accelerating past. The near miss left us shaken. Huddled in an alley till our pulses slowed. We need out. Alex said that night. Packing boxes by lamplight. Start fresh. Portland. San Francisco. Somewhere they can't touch us. I nodded. But fear not. Escape meant admitting defeat to the lives we'd built. Yet staying was suicide slow. Societal. The breaking point came Friday. A call from my mom, Brian. Honey, the neighbors. They're talking. About you and that Riley boy. Is it true? Are you? One of those. The word again. Those. I gripped the phone. Alex's hand on my knee grounding. Mom. I love him. That's the truth. Silence. Then sobs. Your father. He'll never understand. Come home. We can fix this. Fix me. The plea twisted like a knife. I can't. Not anymore. She hung up. The dial tone a dirge. Alex held me as I shattered. Pieces of the boy I'd been scattering. We're poison. I gasped. To everyone we touch. No. He cupped my face. Fierce. We're real. That's the antidote. Saturday. We drove his old Jeep loaded with dreams and doubts. Heading west on I-90. Rain lashed the windshield, mirroring the storm inside. Billboards blurred, families smiling. Ads for normal lives. We stopped in Cleveland for gas. Hands linking across the console defiant. Free. But freedom's price stalked us. In a roadside diner. Eyes lingered too long. A trucker muttered slurs over coffee. Alex's jaw clenched. Mine mirrored. Ignore it, I said. But the fear festered. By Chicago. Exhaustion set in. We crashed at a motel. Neon buzzing outside. In the dark. He traced my bruise fading, but etched in memory. Worth it? He asked. Voice small. Every scar. I kissed him. Pouring certainty where doubt crept. The plains stretched endless. Mirroring our road. Conversations deepened, dreams deferred. Fears unpacked. He confessed college curiosities, drunken kisses with a roommate. Buried deep. I shared my first lovey summer fling crushed by small-town hate. Vulnerability bonded us, turning lovers into survivors. Utah's red rocks rose like sentinels as we crossed into the west. A flat tire stranded us at dusk. Sunset bleeding the sky. While Alex jacked the car, I watched his determination a quiet fire. Hey, he called. Grease-streaked grin. Hand me the wrench. Our fingers brushed, and laughter bubbled absurd. Alive. In that roadside limbo, with coyotes howling distant. We made a pact, no more running from ourselves. San Francisco welcomed us with fog-kissed hills and rainbow crosswalks. We found a studio in the Castro Tiny. Sunny. Ours. First night. Unpacking amid pizza boxes. Alex hung the leather jacket on a hook. Remember Manhattan? How could I forget? I pulled him close. Slow dance in socks. Brought home the real treasure. Job hunts yielded him at a startup. Creative director. Me designing for a queer mag. Voices like mine finally heard. Dates became routine, hand holding in cafes. Kisses under Lombard Street's twists. But scars lingered, nightmares of fists. Voicemails unchecked. Thanksgiving loomed. A test. Invites ignored from families. We hosted strays, other outcasts. Stories swapped over turkey. Laughter healed. Tentative threads weaving a chosen kin. Winter thawed to spring. One evening, as we strolled Golden Gate, bridge cables humming, Alex stopped. Bree. Marry me. Ring from his pocket, simple band. Scavenged from a pawn shop. Tears blurred the bay. Yes. God. Yes. The wedding was small, rooftop. Drag queens officiating. Friends toasting with champagne. Vows exchanged in danger and deeper, sealed with a kiss that echoed our first, stormy. Sure. Years folded, adoptions talked. A dog named Scout bounding at our heels. Letters came, marks. Halting apology after Dad's heart attack. He asked about you. Alex. Said he was wrong. Forgiveness simmered, not rushed. One July 4th. Fireworks bursting over the bay. Alex pulled me close. That shopping trip, he murmured. Best mistake ever. I laughed. Heart full. No mistake. Fate in flannel. In the end, danger wasn't the leaving, it was the staying. Raw and real. We'd shopped for threads. Found a tapestry, love, woven from threads of courage, mended with grace. And in its folds, we found home, not a place, but each other. The most dangerous gift of all, a life unchained. Utterly ours.